kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, it is coming to you live from the 93.7 The Ticket Studios in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm Austin Norman. Most importantly, he's Eric Strickland in the bright yellow. Sunny outside, sunny
bright,
inside.
Shine bright like a diamond. You gotta shine bright, baby. You can't miss me when I walk in the building. Yeah, I'm a little bright today, man. I just this is kind of weird, isn't it? Like that the 4th of July falls on this kind of time frame where, your mind frame is saying no, but you got to come in and get work done. And so we're here on the block today. Tomorrow will be kind of weird. Nothing going on. But we're getting ourselves together and preparing for what's going to be hopefully a nice outing, get a chance to watch some good basketball, get out there and have some conversations and talk to some folks and see what their mindsets are about what's going on. It's kind of crazy out there right now. A lot of stuff has been happening. Dominoes are falling, and they're continuing to fall.
NBA Summer League kicks off tonight. California Classic. You guys will be in Vegas, though. We do have Spurs Hornets tonight. No Victor Wembanyama. He's holding off to see you guys. He's going to wait to put on a show in front of you, right. Strick, DP, and Rico headed out to Vegas at the end of the week. We'll look forward to updates from there. So you can, talk to, convinced to give you 10, 15 minutes. We can still hear from you on the block potentially. If nothing else, you come back with intel.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll definitely be popping on. I'll try to, see how I can log some stuff. They're very funny about, the credentials and everything out there. So it's going to be interesting. But I'm going to be trying to work some mojo to hopefully land some conversations.
Absolutely. 402-464-5685, the digits for you to let us know where you're listening from. If you're, on a lake, if you're on your patio, in the car, road tripping, wherever it is you're going to be for today and tomorrow. Let us know. Let us know where you're listening from. If you're watching on stream, you can comment as well. We will see it. Big thanks to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul as well. Closed today, closed tomorrow. Should be open for you on Wednesday. Big thanks to Charles and his crew for that. Give him the day off. He works hard. Make your own today. Go support Charles and everyone throughout the rest of the week. Big NBA show. A lot going on, Strick. Free agency kicked off right at the start of old school. when we were talking on Friday from Haymarket Park. Lots happened over the weekend. Before we get into that, though, a few Huskers in the Summer League, both McGowan's brothers. I'm glad to see Trey getting another shot. Bryce seems like he's on his way to carving out a role in Charlotte. I think I like Trey for Brooklyn, though. They don't have a lot of tenacious on-ball defenders there. Outside of Mikal Bridges, they did just re-sign Cam Johnson, but not known for his defense. I think Trey can play his way onto a two-way type of contract this summer.
Well, the interesting part about, Bryce is what's going to transpire with the Miles Bridges situation.
Right.
What type of room is going to be available to him? Will he continue to be a two-way? That's an interesting thing. I love the potential of someone snagging maybe Trey, looking at him similar to a style of Caleb Martin, somebody that can get after you defensively.
Could he be Patrick Beverly?
I don't know if that might be a little
or
bit too
Bryce.
much.
Sorry, yeah, Bryce. Sorry.
Definitely no. Could Bryce be?
No, could Bryce be Caleb? Sorry, you were saying Bryce. I was still on track.
No, I'm thinking Trey more. I'm thinking more Trey. I think Bryce has the capabilities, but I think he's going to have to make a determination and make that if he wants to solidify and be able to take a slot, you gotta carve a niche for yourself, right? You want to be someone that differentiates itself from what someone else has done. Now, Miles Bridges is a bucket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If that's going to be the guy, I mean, you still got, Terry
Rozier is still there. Yep.
So you still got Terry Rozier there. So where the minute's going to come. So that's why you got to figure out how to carve a niche. I mean, especially with LaMelo coming back. I mean, he'll find you. So you want to be a runner. You want to be a defender. You want to be someone where they can count on when it's time to get a lockdown situation. That's hopefully a workout for him.
And with Steve Clifford there, you have to dig in on defense. That's always been Steve Clifford's big thing. Isaiah Roby wasn't on a roster till today. He's with the Knicks. So good for Isaiah Roby getting picked up there. And one guy in Summer League for Boston is Sam Griesel. I like that for him.
I think that's a good look for him.
Absolutely. News of the day from Nebraska, though. Delano Banton signed by Boston for 2 years. I can vision it now, Strick, an all Nebraska basketball backcourt in Boston.
Oh, that's crazy. They're long. I mean, that's
so long.
That's what Boston, for some reason, they want to be. They've got a type of player that they're seeming to go for, i.e., they felt that the move with the East and who they have to play, some of the styles that they play. Yes, Marcus does a lot of great things. I think it's probably some salary things that you have to deal with, knowing that you've got two hefty weights of salaries with Brown and Tatum. And then, I think if you lose Horford, but now you're taking on another one with Porzingis, I like that. But they're long. I mean, they're going to be long. Now, they're not going to be hefty, which is, Williams is still one that I think can handle himself in the middle. But I like the direction that they're going.
Absolutely. So that'll be interesting to watch the summer. Again, both McGowan's brothers playing Sam Griesel for Boston, then Isaiah Roby with the Knicks. Delano Banton, I'm curious to see if he carves out a role. He's longer than a guy like Malcolm Brogdon, who we thought was out the door for Boston, but yet the consistency of the shooting, maybe a spicy bench option. But between the signing of Banton, you draft Walsh out of Arkansas, who's 6'7" with like a 9-foot standing reach.
He's that
Porzingis
defensive guy
long.
in the replace
Yeah.
of Marcus Smart. Walsh is that. I've got to watch him in Texas. I refed him. Yeah, I got to ref him and because he played for Jermaine O'Neal's team down there. What was the name of that gym? That Jermaine actually owns a gym, and he is an EYBL team and
Drive Nation.
Yeah, he played for Drive Nation, and he also played for, I think, it was a private school, and it won a couple championships. So I got to ref them quite often and loved his style. He's got to be consistent with his jumper as well. That's one of the areas that he needs to work on. But boy, can he get after you. He's long, defensive, rebounds. He hustles. You're gonna get. They've got a good one in that.
Absolutely. Plenty more NBA to get to here. We'll talk Dame Lillard in our next segment, and then 3 young guards to round out the end of the first hour. got the rookie max extensions, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and Tyrese Halliburton. We'll get into those players a little bit. Who do we like most long-term? And then we'll get into the free agencies and, signings, trades, and whatnot by conference. We'll start with the Eastern Conference, move to the West in the 3 o'clock hour. You guys are chiming in from all over the place. Gary, you're listening on Facebook. You're watching the stream as well. Give you a little wave. Say hello there in Nash Vegas. A couple people on the text line. Longsker, hard at work. We know, man. We know the feeling. We're here too. Hopefully we're making your work day go a little bit quicker. And Chubby Rhino, you're in Lincoln. Thanks for tuning in. Plenty of ways to tune in on the radio, on the app. We know that's where it's the easiest, most dependable way to get us wherever you're at in the world, and Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Strick, before we go to break, I do think we need to mention that we're praying for the Onweiler family.
Yeah.
For Mark and Olivia. Mark's wife, Jordan, did pass away over the weekend. So wherever you're listening from, Nashville, Lincoln, work, send out a prayer. Thoughts are greatly appreciated as well. I mean, the Ticket family's hurting right now.
Yeah, whatever, man. Mark Onweiler, it's tough. That's hard, but we as a family, we've embraced around him. We've sent love his way. It's not easy, especially how quickly things can change, and so take that into account this weekend, everybody, as you're listening and as you're also spending time with family during 4th of July, and just those moments, those opportunities to do so, man, is absolutely beautiful. And it's good that I have family here, through like Clester and Johnson, and the family went out and had bowling time, just some time to be able to spend with friends and families and loved ones, man. Take good advantage of that this weekend.
Absolutely.
This week.
Right. My family's in town too. I got to hang out with them a little bit this morning. Planning to be up there tomorrow. But again, this is just another reminder that you never know when. Cherish those moments. Yeah. Put the phone down. Hug them a little tighter. Enjoy every moment you get.
Have those conversations that we used to have back in the day. We don't eat dinner the same way we used to. Like, this is a great opportunity to do it, man. Throw some cornhole out there. Play some games. It was good to hear that Nick is going to be going out and hang out with some friends and folks throughout the whole day. Go out on the lake, sit down, have those conversations again, man. I mean, we sometimes get so bound to our phones that we miss those opportunities to have those conversations.
Quality time takes work. It takes effort. It takes investment, and it's all worth it from start to end. So take a family. We appreciate you. Keep rallying around Mark and Olivia. Send good vibes, send prayers, whatever it is their way.
And the Farrell family as well.
Farrell as well.
Yeah, because he spent a lot of time there, and the work he's done with them, and the Farrell family as well.
That'll do it for segment 1 here on The Block. We'll talk more NBA when we get back.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our big summer sales event is underway this month. Right now, get an interest rates, 0.9% APR on select new Chevrolet and GMC vehicles, plus a $1,500 trade-in bonus on select Silverados and Sierras. You put all that together with some big Coppell discounts, and you have a tremendous buying experience. So stop on into the dealership or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Are you ready to upgrade your combine? Don't wait. Act now to choose from the widest selection of used combines at Acres Equipment. Acres, the nation's largest John Deere combine dealer, is offering 2.9% interest for 60 months on over 100 pre-owned combines. Go to acres.com to view a huge inventory of low-hour, late-model John Deere combines. Find what you like, and we'll deliver it to your farm for free. Acres, solutions for every field.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. We offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
The Nebraska Lottery presents one beautiful crazy scratch ticket and promotion. It's the $5 Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch Ticket. Enter non-winning Luke Combs scratch tickets for an opportunity to win a trip to Nashville, a private concert with Luke at the Ryman Auditorium, and a chance at $500,000. The Living Lucky with Luke Combs concert experience will hit you like a hurricane. Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs scratch ticket, top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
At Ascend Aesthetics, they understand that you want results and you want them fast. That's why they've developed the fastest weight loss and body toning programs that are clinically proven to shed extra fat, boost muscle mass, and tighten skin without having to spend hours at the gym. Reveal your leaner physique, ignite your testosterone levels, and boost your energy with personalized plans tailored to your goals. Learn more at slimdowne.com or call 480-6680. Ascend Aesthetics, where transformation begins.
Guys, it's that time again. Another 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is starting on July 8th. I joined Farrell's a little over a year ago, and with their help, I've lost over 125 pounds and can confidently say I'm in the best shape of my life. The 10-week challenge combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching in a way that is approachable and achievable for any skill level. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the cost of enrollment. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 70th and Vine or 40th in Yankee Hill.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Austin Norman with you. We'll be with you till 4. I'll turn it over to DP and Jay and take a weeknights after that. Speaking of getting it turned over, the league is about to be flipped on its head. The Dame Lillard trade is inevitable. At this point, over the weekend, he requested a trade. I don't want to call it a demand because of Dame Lillard's patience with Portland, the loyalty he showed. I'm willing to grant him requests. Is there a difference between requesting a trade and demanding a trade, Strick?
Well, first and foremost, let's go back to both sides were at some point playing chicken, right? We knew Dame was kind of throwing out trial balloons a little bit and putting some things out in the atmosphere and letting it be known. But then we also knew that Portland was talking about surrounding Dame. And then, you watched on draft night that kind of went to, the hell in a handbasket once they decided to go with Scoot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the moves that they were making, yes, they re-signed Jeremy Grant, which... yes, that's good, but does it move the needle? Me personally, I don't think so.
And for $32 million.
Yeah. So that was something of interest to me. But I think they're at a point where they know they have to keep some talent there. And yes, they're good on the small forward to guard area. I think Jeremy Grant gives them a little balance on that area, and you want to keep him. But I think Jeremy Grant also is a solid piece that if it doesn't pan out or work out, or there's some conflict or some schism between Scoot and him or whatever, there's just no continuity there, that it's a movable piece. I think he still has good stock, and it's not crazy that you can move that contract if you need to, because I think somebody would take him. But then on the other hand, just because they were playing chicken, now you're looking at Dame's situation, and with Dame, I think it's just come to a head. I mean, he saw the writing on the wall. He started looking at it, and he's like, this, and this goes back to what we talked about here on the block. That's a 3-4 year plan.
Mm-hmm.
From what they're doing. I mean, I'm not
he's
mad about it
right now.
Yeah, you don't have 3 or 4 years. And so it looks like that he's looking for Brooklyn or Miami. Those are the 2 landing spaces. I don't think Brooklyn wants to make any moves. They got themselves out of trouble, and now they don't want to go back into the same situation that they were able to, kind of unveil themselves from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like that, when you ever watch, there was a movie out that they had this movie, it's called Riddick. Chronicles of Riddick, and they had this little gun where they shot, and when it hits you, it like literally locks you up where you can't move. That's what Brooklyn was in with Kyrie and James Harden. They were in that type of mode. They didn't have nowhere to go, and I think they got away from that. Good signing with Cam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they want to make any moves to get rid of any of the young talent, any of the acquisitions that they were able to get with trades and all that stuff. Seth Curry's now no longer there, so you can tell they're in revamp mode. I don't think Dame fits that mode. So let's look at Miami. That's where it pretty much sits at, and it settles. And a lot of the pieces that I thought that they had an opportunity to move it from, now you're just looking at Duncan Robinson and maybe Caleb Martin. That could be of interest, possibly that type of player coming in and helping out, some hard-nosed, good pedigree, defensive-minded. That could be a good fit up there potentially, but you got to look at maybe Duncan Robinson or him at that point. Do they want Duncan Robinson? Is that something that's going to be needed out there in Portland? But now with Strus and Vincent gone, yeah, that's really the only way that you're looking. You're not getting rid of Adebayo. You're not getting rid of probably you're going to want to keep Hero. You're not getting rid of those pieces now. They re-signed Kevin Love, so that's kind of what I'm think they're looking at. They're trying to just stock up and really stockpile, but they're shrinking their abilities to do it because there's just not a lot of room for error on this one.
It seems like Miami's the logical fit. I mean, Dame even said essentially Miami or bust, and that's where I'm fascinated to see, is this another game of chicken? Because we talked about the relationship between Dame and Portland and that front office and how long they were in it together. On the one hand, I think, Portland deserves and needs to do right by Dame, to not ship him to nowhere just because it's best for business. They would. But at the same time, does it really hurt Portland to do that? It's never been a big free agent market. And as mediocre to bad as they've been recently, at some point, Portland needs to say, we need to do what's best for business. So thanks, Dame. Sorry. Is there a balance there?
I think you're right. I think you're onto something. That's the crazy thing about it. I love what you just said, is they're not a free agent haven. They're not a place where you're just like, yay, I'm going to Portland. You know what I'm saying? That's
sunshine
the spot.
and rainbows.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's the case. Now, I think it's a place where solid second tier, where you got your Gary Trent Jr.'s that came through, and then you got where you took a chance on Gary Payton, the second. That's that kind of market.
Wes
for
Matthews.
it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That kind of second tier market where somebody will go up there, you throw a little bit extra money at them, they'll come. But yeah, I don't think it's a place that you'd want to go. So if that's the case, shoot Dame wherever is best for business, where you feel you can get the best bang for your buck. To me, I want to throw this at you. Looking at everything, all the scenarios, the chips that have been falling right now, what at this point, and inside of Heyman text line as well, 402-464-5685, what is a good place? What outside, like if you're doing it for business, if that's your goal, you're doing this strictly for business. It's not about, yes, we love you, Dame. We thank you for your loyalty, all of that. But at this same time, it's about business at this point for us. Shoot me 3 teams outside of Miami where you think that would be a good fit.
Depends on the timeline. If your business is Scoot, if he's the business and you're okay with being 4 or 5 years away, Brooklyn's got picks for days. Plenty of picks. You're probably not going to get, a huge needle moving player, and Brooklyn wouldn't want to part with them, but they have the picks there. Depending on how all in Oklahoma City wants to go.
That was one I had on my mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Plenty of intriguing young players and draft picks. They have the assets to make essentially any move that they want.
Any move they have the most. Yeah. They have the most.
Or are you more willing to ride it out with James Harden? Do you just do a Lillard for Harden swap, see if you can get any picks or expirings attached and free yourself up?
If I'm Brooklyn, I'm cool with that.
I am too.
Like I'm cool with sending even a 3 team. Now if I'm them, he could be good as a distributor. You allow Scoot to not have to take on that responsibility. Let him roam. Let James just kind of distribute. But right now, you don't care about James. If he doesn't have a no trade, bro, no. We're sending you where we want to send you at this point. We don't give a dang about you and your wants and desires and all that.
So that's another question I'll lead you into. For Scoot Henderson, what's best for his development? Is it learning to play the point, learning the reads and distribution, or is it say, focus on scoring. We know you're athletic. Go get buckets, and we'll bring you along in the other plays next.
I mean, they're going to need him. They're going to need him to be free and to do his thing, Scoop, right now. Because if you don't have Dame, then you're going to want him to be free to move and do it as he sees fit. That's the issue I have in Houston. Let me talk about this part. Some of you may have been on Twitter and you've kind of been peeping and kind of run across this Jalen Green video that's out there. It's kind of wild. If you got kids in the house and next to you, I'd advise you don't play it. But it's wild. Looking at this Jalen Green situation, and then Christopher is his name. They were in camps together and they end up on the same team together. And then now all of a sudden Christopher gets traded. All of a sudden now this stuff has kind of popped up on the radar. I want to throw this at you. Does this in any way affect Houston? Whether it's bringing guys in, whether it's Udoka. I mean, does it put a microscope on your team in a crazier way that you don't really want at this time because you're trying to get these young fellas to get back in line and really get focused on the game of basketball?
It doesn't help. Something like that being released is never a good thing for a team. But I think Houston has done enough to put itself under the microscope as it is. I mean, 3-130 for Van Vliet that we'll get to later. I mean, Brooks is going to bring a microscope as well on top of that. Udoka is still had.
That's right. They got more.
Boston.
Come on, man.
So
they got all kinds of problems.
As not ideal as it is, I don't think that that's going to pop on the radar as much as some of this other stuff.
Right.
And it's Houston. We mentioned as we were talking about Shohei Ohtani last week, no state income tax. In Texas, plenty of young talent. They have plenty of cap space. So I think it's going to be an attractive enough destination, even with the distractions. So maybe it should move the needle, but I don't think it does.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the Dame situation, I hope it comes to a head. I hope it works out for all parties involved. I want to get into one that's real interesting to me is the Villanova reunion.
Yeah.
DiVincenzo coming back. You got Hart already out there, and then you've got, obviously the leader of the bunch, which is Jalen Brunson. That's interesting to me. DiVincenzo, that's a good hit for him. Like I makes me wish my mom waited 10 years. Golly, that would have been a great move for me. But do you think they're just trying to get a chemistry group together at this point that really play? Because Thibodeau's a defensive guy. DiVincenzo is that. You know what I mean? Hart is that. Jalen will do that. So do you think this is one of those things where they're just kind of trying to bring guys in now that one like each other, have good chemistry, and will do what they need to do to win games? I still think Julius Randle something needs to happen with that situation, but it may not.
Right. I'm fascinated by this experience from Villanova, in Pennsylvania over to New York. How's that going to transfer? Jalen Brunson's played his way into an NBA star, all-star border, not superstar, but he's an NBA star. He took over that Knicks team. It was awesome to watch.
It was beautiful to watch.
None of the other guys really have. I mean, Mikal Bridges, I think, would be a key piece in getting that full team back together, but he's in a different borough. He's in Brooklyn, not Manhattan. So that's a big piece they're missing. Josh Hart, I'm curious to see if he can, rediscover that role because on that team, he was actually the leading scorer, 15.7 boards a game on that team. In 16, it would have been. A junior on that team, one of the leaders. Brunson, as a freshman, had a role, played it really well. I think has developed into the best NBA guy of the bunch. DiVincenzo was a spark in that title run in the postseason. He played a role with Golden State, did it pretty well. Here's my question for you, Strick. In order to clear up space to give DiVincenzo 4 years and $50 million, the Knicks had to trade away Obi Toppin. Do you think that's something, anything, nothing?
No, I think they gave Obi Toppin every opportunity to arrive, and it comes to a point where sometimes it just may not be the place. New York is hard,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I mean, it used to be a fun
You
place
would
for me.
know.
I don't know now. I New York to me now is, but but it's wild. But nonetheless, sometimes it comes to a point where a new destination, a new place, just smells a little bit better. And I think they gave him every opportunity to succeed. I just don't think it worked out for him. I mean, very athletic, just his game just didn't, thrive in the way that I would have hoped it would have. But sometimes New York can do that to you.
He goes from Tom Thibodeau to Rick Carlisle.
Yeah.
Talk about difference. Those are two different coaches.
I think that style, though, is not bad for him.
Okay.
Rick Carlisle's style of play, I think it kind of fits Obi Toppin's style.
Okay.
More so than Thibodeau. I mean, his defensive prowess does, but just the output, I don't think fit what Thibodeau was really looking for out of Obi.
Would Jay Wright be a good coach for this Knicks team?
I mean, obviously. Anytime you have three players on the team, two that you really were great pieces for you, that's buy-in. That's immediate walk in the door buy-in, which you need, especially with Jalen. You need that type. They probably have to retain his dad. That is one that is something that's going down right now. But yeah, I think that wouldn't be bad.
Would that be a good move for the Knicks? I mean, we know what Tom Thibodeau is. He's a proven commodity as an NBA head coach.
Does he want it? I mean, I don't even know if that's that.
Yeah, what would it take?
What would Jay Wright?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously paper. I mean, if you touch him up, I'm sure he considered taking a drive up, a little over an hour and a half to New York to take a look at it. But at the same time, does he want it? I mean, he's had a great run, a great career. Does he even want to get involved with the NBA? That's the part.
That's the thing. I mean, he's got a cushy gig at CBS right now, being a broadcaster, really good at it. Obviously, well-spoken guy, knows the game really well. And I don't think it'd be worth bringing Jay Wright in just for the gimmick, right? Oh, we got the whole Villanova band back together. It's not worth it for that.
No.
But
I mean, because you're there. I mean, you made a nice little run.
Oh,
why would you want to do something to unearth it right now?
He hasn't been bad under Tibbs. He's been solid, fine. So maybe need to spice up the offense a little bit more. Maybe DiVincenzo can do that as a long-range shooter. Maybe Josh Hart rediscovers some long-range throw, or maybe there's another step left in Jalen Brunson. I don't know. But we haven't seen this play out at this scale before, right? We haven't seen obviously it's probably too recent for like a Kansas type of reunion, but we haven't seen a national championship winning team stay that together in the NBA. The Eagles are trying to do it with the Georgia defense in the NFL. This is where, Strick, I think it's fascinating to see college guys versus NBA guys. I put both those in air quotes because we know that Villanova team was fantastic in 2016. Up and down NBA careers, varied NBA careers. Do you take a bet on that winning pedigree from college? Try to recreate the magic? If it's good enough in college, you think it would be good enough in the pros to some degree.
Well, here's what's going to be of interest. I mean, if you look at Houston, it looks very AAU-ish.
Yep.
Right? You look at those second round type of guys and like even your Draymond Greens, your Jokic's, your Jalen Brunsons, you look at these guys and then you can start to assess the maturity, guys that stayed and really worked their butts off to work on the craft, right? Otherwise, it's just super athleticism with free flow and do what you like and how you like. And does that style work? I just don't think it does.
Hasn't yet.
I don't think it does. I don't think it pans out, man. And so that's why trying to put that together the way that they are, I can understand it. I can understand what direction they're trying to go with it. I mean, it can set a good foundation for you because I just know that other plan just doesn't work.
Let's wrap that segment or the segment with that. You've been in plenty of NBA locker rooms. Could you tell a difference between the veteran teams and the AAU teams? What's that difference like?
No question. That was the difference I could tell between the Boston team, the new Dallas Mavericks team. Once we got rid of the good old boys, guys like Mashburn, super one-on-one guy. Jimmy Jackson, super one-on-one guy, high scoring, strong. Jason Kidd, will just fly up and down the court type of guy. Then you brought in just guys that just wanted to freaking play hard, win, scrap, and you can see where the success started to come from. Then you add in a Dirk Nowitzki and you add in a couple of pieces and you start to see winning pedigree. I'm trying to think of where else I see it. I saw it in Denver. It's just winning pedigree, just winning style of ball.
Golden State moving off a Poole.
The maturity of what happened in Denver is what led to a reemergence of Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
Aaron Gordon went from an AAU style down in Orlando. They said Aaron Gordon didn't even buy a house, didn't even buy a condo. He bought a warehouse and turned the warehouse into a living quarters where he has a gym, a full-length gym, a weight room, cold and hot pool. There's one guest room, master bedroom, and just, regular living quarters where you can just stay focused on the grind of the game. And it's given him a new focus that has helped them to lead. But that comes with the maturity of what you're coming into. Jamal Murray's the same type of guy. Those guys were just skilled, who continued to work and grind on the craft. And then you add those other pieces when they see the leadership qualities of the other guys and they fall in line. I just think that you need that.
We'll talk more about that, especially as it relates to Houston and their culture and their style with their two big signings as we get to the Western Conference breakdown in hour 2 here on the block. He's the 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland, picking his brain all day today as we try to wrap our brains around all the NBA movement here. We'll keep doing that as we wrap up hour 1 on the block.
It's time to get the grill out for 4th of July celebrations. Make sure to load up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 5th are $2 off all steakhouse burgers and hot dogs. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associate, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
The Butchery by Venue is Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. Take the quality of Venue home with you with our hand-cut steaks, handcrafted burgers, and locally sourced offers. Browse our wide selection of specialty products designed to enhance your dining experiences with cheeses, spices, sauces, and more. We also have an exclusive collection of liquors, whiskeys, and bourbons at prices you're sure to love. Stop in to the Butchery by Venue today, located in our Venue at Home storefront at 70th and Pioneers, just 2 doors down from Venue Restaurant and Lounge.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You will also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at GarnerIndustries.com.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska's go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.99. Buy 2 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate that makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that deal and more at The Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south 70th and Highway 2.
It's time to get the grill out for 4th of July celebrations. Make sure to load up on meat and more at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through July 5th are $2 off all steakhouse burgers and hot dogs. Plus, big news. They have 2 new locations opening soon at 27th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha, with soft openings in mid-July. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on the block on your 4th of July weekend, Monday. Hopefully most of you are able to make it a long 4-day weekend. Maybe even take Friday off, extend it all the way to 5. 5 is an important number here on this segment because of the 5-year rookie max that's available. Guys that are eligible for extensions of their rookie contract, they can get 5 years depending on if they make all NBA teams, the money changes and all that. 3 guards got him this weekend, Strick. Some of the more exciting young players in the NBA. In the Western Conference, it was one Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then a couple of them out east, LaMelo Ball in Charlotte and Tyrese Halliburton as a part of the Indiana Pacers young core. Long term, which of those players do you think maximizes their deal, makes the investment of their team look the best?
I think one of the things that we forget is that Anthony Edwards was the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that we in 220. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff going on, and sometimes we tend to forget that, he was that guy. I personally think that situationally, who has the most potential to a large swath of opportunity to work within, I think it's LaMelo. I think he really does. I think if he gets this situation right, as long as his body doesn't break down like his brothers did, as long as he's okay health-wise, I think he has tremendous potential. I think if Miles Bridges comes back and can that connection that they had together that they were working off of could be okay as a start. They've still got some good pieces there. I like the opportunity for them. So I would say for me, it would be LaMelo Ball, then it would be Anthony Edwards, and then I would go Tyrese. Now for me, Tyrese had a great year. I love the year that he had. His shooting numbers were absolutely phenomenal. I think he was a 40. What was he? A 40?
Right at 40%.
40%. Yeah. And look, he's got one of the ugliest jumpers I've ever seen in my life, but 10 assists a game. I like what he brought to the table. He almost 2 steals a game, 1.6. I love where he's at. I think he's a great fit for Indiana. I love where he's at, but I just don't know if he has that
anymore
high trajectory that he can. I think he's solid where he's at, and I don't think that that's going to change. And so therefore, I think he's probably the least one for me.
I'm with you on LaMelo. I think he can be taller Trae Young in some ways. Good vision, good creativity. Still, working at shooting at a consistent clip, but has the ability to do it as well. Excited about him and what he can do in Charlotte. And then this, to me, Strick, when it comes down to Halliburton and Edwards, I think you're onto something with Halliburton being the more finished product. I think he's a guy that just figures things out. He finds a way, just a good, solid basketball player. I mean, averaging 20.7 and 10, for a season, that's solid. I think Indiana's done some fun stuff in free agency. I don't know if they're a major player out east, but I'll have my eye on them. I think there's more potential with Anthony Edwards. I think he's more athletic. I think, his shot looks better. He can do a little bit more explosively off the bounce. Halliburton's the long, fluid kind of guy, whereas Edwards is the shorter, more burst, staccato type of guy. I think Edwards' ceiling is higher.
Mm-hmm.
Is he engaged? Is he a guy that wants it? Can he continue to figure out how to work with Rudy Gobert? Is Karl Anthony Towns around? Does that help or hurt Anthony Edwards in his development? So I'm worried that the floor for Anthony Edwards is lower than Halliburton, but I think the ceiling is higher.
I like that explanation, and that's kind of where I was going for. I love what I saw in the previous, I want to say 2021 playoffs, where he took the challenge and met that. And I saw a little regression in this one. There wasn't as much consistency that I liked out of him like I did the year before. So that's where I'm kind of hesitant with him.
Yeah, Halliburton is a year older than those two guys as well. He's a leap year baby, actually, in 2000, born February 29th. Edwards and Ball were born just about 2.5 weeks apart from each other in August of 2001. They're all fun in their own way. I personally am biased toward the Tyrese Halliburton type, where you can play the 1 and the 2, slide a little bit up and down the defensive spectrum. But it's hard to deny the ceiling that Anthony Edwards could have. And, if he and Gobert get that pick and roll going, maybe Towns, if he sticks around, as a pick and pop. I want Minnesota to be able to put it together one year, because Anthony Edwards has already dunked some fools into oblivion.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
Well, tell me this then. What's your thought on Desmond Bane?
Ooh. He's in the Halliburton camp to me. Again, a solid college player who just does a lot of little stuff right. Good shooter. I haven't watched enough to know how much, creation juice he has in him.
Not much of that.
I think he's perfect if Ja Morant is able to play his role. If Ja can do the creating and Bane can be your second, maybe third wheel, I get it. Giving him the max, though, that seems pricey. But again, I haven't watched enough to say for sure that it's a no-go.
I think it's very pricey for me. But that's why I wanted just that little perspective. I didn't want to dig into it. I just wanted that little perspective. The one I want to dig into, though, is we talked about it before. We talked about the Milwaukee Bucks. We talked about, is there a move that needed to be made? Do they need to kind of separate and start and do some other fitting of other pieces into that? But we see that Brook Lopez returns, and we also see that Chris Middleton returns at just over $100 million for a few years. So what say you on them running it back? Because when I looked at Giannis at that podium where he talked about the failure, discussion, it felt to me that they had peaked. And I thought there might have needed to be a different move. What say you?
I think I need some time to think on it, and that's loaded. Let's take a break. Let's dive into the Bucks as we start our look at the Eastern Conference, hour 2 on the block. We'll dive into the Bucks. We'll dive into plenty else. Sixers maybe making some moves, maybe a little bit with Bruce Brown, but the Bucks, let's focus on that as we kick off hour 2 on the block next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royal Baseball. KTKF Earth 90.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Irrigation has provided a sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
The new season of the Nebraska Lottery's Lucky for Life Ticket Snap promotion is here. Until July 10th, buy a Lucky for Life ticket and enter the voucher number for a chance to win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, regular Nebraska football season tickets, single game Nebraska football tickets, an incredible weekend football experience, or tickets to Volleyball Day in Nebraska. So snap to it and enter today. Lucky for Life top prize odds, 1 in 30 million.
As a Nebraska lottery retailer, I'm always looking for new ways to promote scratch and lotto tickets. So this year, I've hired the local hockey team to remind people how fast, easy, and fun the games are. Hey, no cross-checking customers. Sorry, have it. It's a little hectic, but it's working. $1 $2 scratch ticket coming your way. Oh, nice shot. Right in the breadbasket.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Don't allow uninvited guests to take over your home. Trust Bats to Rats for a peaceful and rodent-free living space.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Hey, CNC machinists, do you feel like you're in a dead-end job with your boss hovering over your shoulder? That's so annoying. Not at Garner Industries. We provide the opportunity and trust our CNC machinists to bring the talent. I'm Bob Williams, HR Director at Garner Industries, and we're looking for new team members in our CNC department. At Garner Industries, you'll work in a clean, climate-controlled, and safe environment with team members who want to see you succeed. You'll also enjoy 4-day work weeks, great benefits, and a positive working culture. Interested? Apply on our career page at garnerindustries.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com. where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Guys, it's that time again. Another 10-week challenge at Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is starting on July 8th. I joined Farrell's a little over a year ago. With their help, I've lost over 125 pounds and can confidently say I'm in the best shape of my life. The 10-week challenge combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching in a way that is approachable and achievable for any skill level. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off the cost of enrollment. Head to theticketfm.com and click on the banner on the homepage to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 79 or 40th and Yankee Hill.
Getting experience to jumpstart a meaningful career can be difficult, and education can cost a fortune. Luckily, AmeriCorps can be the solution. With AmeriCorps, you'll earn a stipend and education award while helping people. Plus, you'll gain professional skills and make connections to help you build your career. If you're ready to start a career you can be proud of, visit serve.nebraska.gov/service to find a program for you. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9 NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with
That it is. Let's dive into hour 2. Send you off onto your weekend ride. I'm Austin Norman. He's Eric Strickland. We're talking a lot of NBA here on the block. We do it thanks to Charles and his great group of people down at Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul, 27th and Pine Lake in Lincoln, taking a well-deserved break as they do every weekend. They're open for you Wednesday through the weekends. Go down, check them out after the 4th of July break. Glad you're checking us out, whether that is on the radio, on our app, again, free app on your phone, more to come there. So get in on the ground floor. Make sure you know your way around it before we add to it. And then Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as Allo channel 951 on your TV dial. plenty to get into, Strake. You let off, or you finished last segment with the Bucks, and that's where we're going to lead off here. Go into more about what you were saying about Giannis at the podium and plateauing after, their championship a few years ago, and then being upset by the Heat this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, to me, it looked like they had great pieces. They had good depth. A lot of those guys still were around last year, and yet they just weren't able to get it done and accomplished. And, you can say a lot of it had to do with Chris Middleton and his injuries. I think some of it is his age. He's just not able to do it in the same way that he used to. Similar to me, a lot of there were some similarities, not to the type of style that they play, but to the trajectory of like Horford and Chris Middleton for me, where you can start to see a tapering off of that. So for them to make that move, maybe they felt that there wasn't anybody that they could acquire. Maybe it was a move that they felt that they needed to keep Giannis happy. Maybe they felt that there was nobody else out there right now that can do what he has capabilities of doing. I don't know. That's the part, because when you do look at the free agent market, I'd have to agree with him. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Outside of Jeremy Grant, I think maybe Jeremy Grant could have been a good fit in that mode, but at the same time, it's a high risk, high reward potential for them.
Jeremy Grant alongside Chris Middleton, or in place of?
In place of.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think of who out there, if you decided to go elsewhere, but he knows your system. He has the character that fits in your organization. Everybody's comfortable and knows what you know what I mean? So it's sometimes it's the devil as opposed to the one you don't, right? Of them, but what is it like if it comes in? That's the part that throws me off for them when we're looking out east. Something that's interesting to me as well. I need to stop saying that. Something that's interesting to me as well is what Miami is going to do if they don't land Dame. That's the one that's interesting to me. Where do they go from here?
This is a fantastic, I think, juxtaposition between two teams. Miami fights its way in from the play-in, looking to get better, to maybe get home court, make their path easier. And they have that championship culture, right? That's Heat culture that's so vaunted. Free agents want to go there at South Beach. They know they're going to compete for championships. Versus Milwaukee, that wasn't really a title contender, after Kareem left. It took him a while to get back, to the playoffs. Then Giannis comes, develops into one of the better, not the best player in the NBA, and they're title contenders again. Milwaukee, to me, Strick, was in an interesting position because I ask you this. Would the time to make that big swing have come last year with Budenholzer, or would it have been this offseason with the new head coach in Adrian Griffin?
That's good. That's good. I think when they looked at Budenholzer, it was a talent-laden situation. Was it really anything that he did? I think in some instances he got out-coached. I'm going to be honest with you.
I know some Bucks fans, they agree.
I think in some instances he got out-coached. And so AG, you're taking a risk right now on a young coach. I think he's solid. I'm going to be honest. You had somebody that was right in-house. Maybe you wanted to go a different route, but I really thought that this was an opportunity maybe for them to bring up Sam Cassell.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought, I know he has the ear of the players. I know that they like him. I know that he has a solid, maybe he doesn't want to, maybe he didn't feel that it was the time for him to step up into that mode. I really thought that would have been a great opportunity for him to do so. But AG, I think AG's solid. I remember AG and I came in around the same time. We went through the same route, CBA. We hustled and grind, and AG fought and played in Dallas. Sometime we had kind of a similar route. I'm watching. I want to see. I actually want them to succeed. I want them to do well. I just it's going to be interesting to watch how this all pans out, because they're running it back. Basically, they're running it back.
I think Milwaukee and Golden State have some parallels. But what Golden State did, Strick, they win that first one in 2015. They lose in 2016. LeBron and Kyrie go nuts with some help from Kevin Love here and there. Who did they add for 2017? Kevin Durant. They went out, they made that splash. Milwaukee hasn't done that. Maybe that would have meant putting together a package for Dame Lillard. You know, even if that means getting rid of Drew Holiday or Chris Middleton to bring Dame in. That's huge. Dame would love to play for a title contender with someone like Giannis, I would assume. Maybe it's put a package together for Brad Beal. You know, take him out of, the East, put him on your team. Again.
Now, there you go. That would have been the Chris Middleton move. I would have. Yeah.
But they didn't, right? They're just running it back. The Warriors at least had an era with KD. And now they're in, I think, similar spots where the Warriors have their big three in Steph, Clay, and Draymond. The Bucks bring back their core four in Giannis, Holiday, Middleton, and Lopez. It's hard to bet against that, playoff experience, that savvy. But at the same time, the way you keep these dynasties rolling is with some of that fresh blood infused at the right rate in the right places. I'm worried Milwaukee hasn't done enough of that. Marjon Beauchamp doesn't move the needle. They lost Dante DiVincenzo, to the Warriors, didn't re-sign with them. All they're doing is bringing back Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
Throw into that. Yeah. That's not inspiring. Strick.
Yeah. I have to agree with you on that. It is not inspiring. Hard-nosed guy. He's going to play hard. I think that's the thing they're looking for with the Jay Crowder situation is potentially thinking about PJ Tucker.
Right.
And what PJ Tucker was to them. Jay Crowder has a similar makeup in that mode. The one that go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to move on. If you got another,
I was about to move on too. And
Miami?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you where.
Okay. Where are you going?
I was actually going to go to Cleveland.
Ooh, talk to me.
And the reason is because Cleveland just decided to sign Max Strus for 4 years, $63 million. But when I look up and down their roster at that position, I'm having trouble trying to figure out what they're trying to do. Is it that they just need more shooting? Because at this point, you have a pretty solid guy that's making $18 million in Karis LeVert, who's been pretty solid for you. I mean, they haven't ever actually let Karis go. If they did, he showed he has capabilities to do some things. At this point, if that's going to be the case, do you move on from Karis? Are you using him as some trade bait potentially? You have him, but you have Donovan Mitchell and you have Darius Garland. Those are your two guys. I'm trying to look and understand what that move was for Strus. That's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I think it's taking a chance on Imani Bates.
Right.
I think that's just, a talented guy at 6'10", can shoot. The issue with him is he's a wild card. Yeah. He's 19 years old. He's a wild card. Are you going to be able to contain him, contain it in the mindset? Then I don't know. So there's some things that are kind of throwing me for a loop. I'm not seeing with vision and where they're trying to go.
And to their credit, they put an interesting team together, but you say interesting with an eyebrow up because it's not like you're saying, what's the plan? How does it come together?
Where does that put you in the East? That's what I'm saying.
Mid tier, trying to get out of the play-in.
Yeah.
Because they had the series against the Knicks in the first round. New York ends up winning it. So you get that 4-5 series. That's fine. But Mitchell and Garland is great offensively. Mobley and Allen is great defensively. But at some point, you need someone at the point of attack, and you need some sort of offense, around the rim. They don't have a single wing that you trust. Not a Okoro. George Niang is gone. Strus just got those big bucks, but he's a little small for someone on the wing.
That's why I was saying Karis LeVert.
Right. Karis offense first, but injured. What is the plan in Cleveland? Because they kind of feel like the Magic, but they actually made the playoffs. Like, what's the plan?
The Magic, if it was a book with it for me, it's like reading Braille or reading Latin. And I'm looking at that like, what am I going to do with that?
What?
I have no clue what Orlando's doing. No. They haven't made any moves to make me even feel like, oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute. I know we're talking in the East, but I didn't even want to talk about them. But good gosh, they're one of the ones that I still I need to pull your hair because I don't have any. I'm like, I need to pull your hair because at this point I have no clue what they're doing. So yeah. Anything else on Cleveland?
Not on Cleveland, but I didn't touch on your Miami question.
Okay, go ahead.
Let's dive into that a little bit.
Break it.
Miami, we'll talk about Gabe Vincent when we talk about the Lakers. So he's gone. Struce goes to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
You bring back Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Great. You get Thomas Bryant. Okay, you can put Bam at the 4, I guess.
Okay, you big body. You trying to? I see what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm.
But your question: what do they do if they don't get Dame? It's the same thing they did this year. Scratch, claw, fight for the play-in. That roster again doesn't make a lot of sense without Dame Lillard to tie it together.
I agree. I don't even need to. That's a topic that you and I both agree on. I don't see anything. For me, as Dame has basically stated, it's Miami or bust.
Mm-hmm.
I think for Miami, it's Dame or bust. That's the way I look at it. I think it's a mutual thing for both parties.
How many years does Jimmy have left in him if he has to carry Miami at this level? Does he have 3?
Maybe 2, 3. I think his body starts to break down if he has to do what he had to do. I mean, you take this back also to 220 when they were in the bubble.
Right.
You got even running way back then, so it's not mutually exclusive for the last year and a half.
Jimmy hasn't run from the grind his whole career. I mean, he started his career in Chicago under Thibodeau, playing heavy minutes. Was that guy up in Minnesota for a little bit. I still wonder what would have happened if everyone in Philadelphia would have taken a half step back and really tried to work on that. Because I think that would have extended Jimmy Butler a lot.
My thing to you is Jimmy Butler or Tobias Harris
for Philly.
Yeah,
man, I still think Jimmy's worth the headache, right? Isn't he?
I think he fits in that mode. If you're going to use him, if he was the 2.5, 2B, 2A, or 3 option, I think you got something. I think it's better than Tobias Harris. I think if you have James Harden, then you go Butler, then you go. Now think about Tyrese Maxey in a 4. Wait a minute. Yeah, in a 4-scorer person area with Embiid. I like your defensive versatility. I think Jimmy can guard multiple positions. I think he can guard up to the 3.
And that leaves you a couple options. Either you trade Maxey because you want to go all in on this crew and you roll with Harden, or if you like where Tyrese Maxey's going, you don't think you can handle the salary with both Harden and Butler, James Harden still had value in Philly. Get a lot for him there.
Does he now, though?
Oh, boy. Let me finish one quick thought and we'll dive into that. The thing about that Philly team, too, that would have been good is the more regular season players you can surround Jimmy Butler with, help him, get to the postseason, and then he can turn it on. That's Jimmy's style. But what is James Harden's trade value now? Like, he's going to the Clippers, it seems, but what do they get back? Who helps Philly from that roster?
But that's the crazy part about it.
You get a Morris. Is that it?
The reuniting of Westbrook and Harden, where does it? And you have George. Maybe you're banking that you have the ambulance crew in George and Harden, and maybe you're still trying. Now I understand why Westbrook made that move. I understand because out of every place he could look for or consider, that was the best place where he had the most success. Go back to where you did, and you're still at home. You're an LA kid.
Your cap to Ty Lue for that one.
Yeah. I'm understanding that move, but I also want to. I don't understand Harden.
Yeah,
for playoff reasons, and now I understand for his assist numbers. I understand if you just you're using him to just turn, but then you got Westbrook. So are you just relegating Westbrook to mid-tier minutes, 25 minutes a game, would just come off the bench? Where maybe that works. I don't know. Where your defense at?
Man,
Outside of Kawhi Leonard, where are your defense?
Who knows where Kawhi Leonard is?
That part.
There's that. Who knows where Paul George is?
That
He's been
part.
slightly more durable, but not exactly, a brick wall.
Yeah.
I can conceive a Clippers lineup with Westbrook at the 1, Harden at the 2, Leonard at the 3, George at the 4, and Ivica Zubac, Marshall Plumlee at the 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't love the Clippers giving up my boy Luke Kennard. Not a great defender, but shot the heck out of the ball. They let Eric Gordon go to Phoenix. Who's your competition?
Dang, that's
That
something we
one
need.
I don't fully understand.
Yeah, I don't get that one either, but I understand.
We can get into that for Phoenix next segment as well. But what are the Clippers? What's their plan?
I have no clue.
I don't either.
I have no clue. Mike, please, if I don't, I hope I don't murder your name. Sciandra says, I don't, in disagreement to us with the Jimmy. Jimmy would be happy in Philly. I don't think that Jimmy would be happy in Philly as a 3 guy. At least in Miami, they have a 1A, a 1B potentially with Dame. So I understand the contrast of that. I think Jimmy is a takeover type of guy. Jimmy's a deferment type of guy as well. But I think that when it matters or when you really need him to show and prove, he has the capabilities of doing that. And that's where I think that's where you were going.
Absolutely. That's where Harden, we've seen his regular season numbers depressed, of course, in Philly because he's not running the Rockets offense in Philadelphia, but still a really good regular season player. Joel Embiid, MVP numbers in the regular season. Go back and look at Joel Embiid's postseason numbers if you dare. Spooky season. Not good. That is
Dirty.
This is where Jimmy's takeover ability, like you're saying, his alpha mentality, I think that plays up in the postseason.
Yeah.
Look at me carry your sorry
Him and
butts.
Harden.
Yes.
Both. Go ahead. Go ahead. Look at me.
Look at me, Jimmy Butler, carry your MVP butt, your former MVP butt through this round. You didn't do that. You fell apart in the playoffs. I did. Might be the number 3 in the regular season. I'm the number 1 in the postseason.
That's what I see. I see what you see. That's what I believe. I think he's at. I think if you can let him chill out where he doesn't have to overexert, where he doesn't have to go full Monty and just is throw everything to the wind. I think he's better in that mode. That's just my opinion.
Mike follows up. We'll wrap up the segment with this. He doesn't like Westbrook and Harden on the same squad. The 2012 Thunder is fun. Anything past that, no.
That's where I'm like confused. That's where I think you're just trying to do something at this point.
10 years ago, maybe.
But see, here's the crazy thing about it. They're both LA guys.
They are.
You see what I'm saying? So
they are.
To them, it's maybe you feel you get them back in their home turf, and maybe you feel they'll, because that's why I think Westbrook didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave LA. He wanted to stay, and it just made a good fit for him. He played better with the Clippers than he did with LA Lakers.
Again, big props to Ty Lue for that, if that was a role for him. Let's keep our focus out west, even in that same city of LA. The Lakers have been busy. Rob Pelinka might get the gold star of the offseason so far. We'll dive into that, some more Western Conference NBA free agent trade headlines as we continue here on the block.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Sunday morning. It's quiet. Not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Repeat after me. I will not touch the fuse box.
I will probably not touch the fuse box.
Sip, do you remember what happened last time?
Yeah, I remember.
What happened?
Half of the city block lost power.
And?
My chicken condo went haywire.
That's right. The chickens ran wild. So what do we do instead?
Call Joe at Ambition Electric and let him handle everything. Look, saved on speed dial.
Ambition Electric, 402-217-3415 or online at ambitionelectric.com. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour. which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Lippy Lakers.
Bakers.
That's where we're going to start this segment off. I'm not a Lakers fan, but this segment, at least the start of it for our boy Jay Foreman. Jay, hope you're listening on your way in. We missed you at the end of last week. Planning on having Jay in for old school, but Rob Pelinka doing some fantastic work, I think it's fair to say, at the start of the free agency period, Strick.
Yo, Rob Pelinka, to me, seems like he's the Wizard of Westwood. Rob Pelinka is like when these guys walked into their exit meetings or they walked into negotiations or they sat down with their agents, the minute the agents walked in or even the players, there was something hanging on the door. You ever seen when those hypnotist guys or they like if you watch like
little pocket watch,
like Now You See Me, where
Woody
Harrelson, right,
movie.
where
So
he does the thing and all of a sudden sleep. They fell asleep because all of them. I don't know how he was able to keep these cats together, to sacrifice, the willingness to take less, the willingness to say, you know what, I didn't think they can keep them all. Let me just say that. I did not think he can keep Rui, D'Angelo, Reeves. Them just stop there. Just pause. Them three alone, all together, I didn't think that would be able to happen. I thought he'd have to make a decision on one or two of them, but that's wizardry.
Russell get you through the regular season. That's helpful.
Yeah, got you there.
Rui took a big step forward from his trade from Washington out, proved he could be a piece of some sort in a playoff team. Austin Reeves, you drafted, you developed. Looks spicy. Looks fun. One homegrown guy, two guys that were in the fold for a little bit. Three important pieces that you get locked up for a combined, let me do math here, 9 years, 2 for D'Angelo Russell, 4-year deal for Reeves, and 3 years for Hachimura. You get Reeves and Hachimura for $109 for $146 million spread out over 9 years for those three players. Business.
It just seemed like it was a perfect storm. It's like D'Angelo Russell came to a conclusion where he's like, everywhere I go, even when I step up and become what they've asked me to be, I get shipped out. And he's just like, this has been the most comfortable place that I've been able to come, even though I didn't perform in the playoffs that cost us the conference championship. But at the same time, they wouldn't even be there if it wasn't for him because LeBron was out.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for D'Angelo running things and getting them going and filling that void that they hoped Westbrook would have been, they wouldn't even been there.
No.
So you have that. Hachimura kind of started to find himself. Reeves did. He balled out pretty much throughout the course of the whole year. I'm flabbergasted that they were able to accomplish this in the way that they did. Shout out to him, man. Listen, shout out to him. Gabe Vincent.
3 years, $33 million. That's a big jump for Gabe Vincent, but not crippling.
It's like a perfect storm. It just totally worked out. But let me tell you this. If they have over 30 million, you don't want to go nowhere.
You're going there?
You're unstuck. Otherwise, there's nothing that's been solidified yet. But good gosh, the fact that they're even talking about these exit taxes that they're trying to charge people. Yeah, you get there, you're stuck. But let me just say this too, man. This is why it's blowing me even more out the water, because it's a lot of money to live in LA. I mean, I'm not even being funny. That's a lot of money, but there's a lot of money. Plus, they're taxing you out the yin yang. So it's not as long as what you think it's gonna. Now, Gabe, 33 in Miami, that's a whole different level. You know what I mean?
Own your own little tiny beach island.
I mean, 33 in Toronto's not good either, but I'm just saying. But it's way, he's gonna find out. He's gonna mess around and find out real quick once he lands out there in LA that 33 million ain't what it's looking like.
Gabe Vincent or Dennis Schroeder better for the Lakers?
I think ultimately Gabe will be.
Okay.
I think ultimately he will be. I like Schroeder.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was a good fit for them.
Goes to Toronto, by the way.
Who drops the biggest bag? Of the who is the biggest bag drop, do you think? I think ultimately he loses, because just think of a few years ago, he's looking at 80 million as opposed to what he got.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest bag drop I've ever seen. I've seen some big ones, but that was one of the biggest ones I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Fascinating moves at the margins for the Lakers too. I mean, Gabe Vincent's going to play a role, probably off the bench, but that's probably where he's best, so he doesn't get overextended, exposed. They get Jackson Hayes from New Orleans.
That was a good get too. I think just for big bodies in depth.
Get rid of Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
Get a cheaper, a little bit younger, a little bouncier Jackson Hayes.
Yeah.
Fun. Torian Prince.
Good defensive.
Defensive
3-and-D guy.
rebounding, exactly. Plays
Just him,
the role.
him and
Vanderbilt.
Are similar type of players that would be good. They got depth.
Yeah.
Go ahead, talk to me.
And my boy Cam Reddish.
Cam Reddish, that's a steal.
Free Cam. Mm-hmm.
That's a steal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cam has potential to emerge. And then they keep Lonnie Walker too. Did they keep Lonnie?
Lonnie's out the door.
Oh, he out the door. So Cam, I think Cam is a good Lonnie Walker type of replacement with that type of kid. That's your boy. I mean, I know you're gonna talk about him, but yeah.
I need Cam Reddish to take that step forward.
He needs to take a step.
Of that 2018-19 Duke team, it's funny to say that Trey Jones might be the most successful. I love RJ Barrett, hasn't lived up to expectations. We know what's going on with Zion. Cam Reddish was at one point the highest rated guy in that class, dropped a little bit, has never been able to put it together. I think he needs to focus.
What is it? Yeah.
I think Cam Reddish's deal is a little bit mental. I think he's a good kid, but I think he's still trying to get the maturity aspect figured out. I also don't think he's got enough shake to be a number one, even number two offensive option. I think he's got to commit to being a 3-and-D guy. Going to Los Angeles, he's not going to have the ability to have the ball in his hands that much, I don't think. So that's my next step for Cam Reddish. Can you shoot the three more consistently? Can you lock in on defense? Just continue to grow and to mature. Are the Lakers the favorites in the West next season? Is it Denver? Is it the Lakers?
No way. I don't care how much depth they've created. I still think I think you've got to look at Denver. I think you've got to
Phoenix?
Consider Phoenix with some of the moves that they made. Depends on how healthy the Lakers are. Do you feel that if LeBron's not healthy, if AD's not healthy, I personally think if AD's mostly not healthy, I think they can do it without LeBron. But I think if AD's not healthy, I think they still find themselves in trouble. They still got a juggernaut to deal with out in Denver. They still have no answer. None of the guys that you just told me, outside of the depth part of it and not being tired, moves the needle for me about what they would have to deal with Denver. Okay, so
who do you trust more next season, Lakers or Warriors?
With what the Lakers just did, I think I would have to go with the Lakers, which I didn't even want to have to say that, but I personally think that without a big man and without now Chris Paul is going to be interesting. I'm going to keep my eyes on that one. That one's going to be one because they're a free flow motion team. Where they missed the mark is their free flow motion was exposed and they weren't able to get it off in the way that they shout out to the Lakers, right? Chris Paul gives them a different dynamic because now your pick and roll changes dramatically and you don't have to rely. If he can stay healthy, that's another situation. But they don't have to use him as much either. So I think when it comes down to it, his pick and roll abilities can change the dynamics of that. I mean, they go from one of the least pick and roll teams by usage to moderating that a little bit and giving a little bit more balance.
Did we talk about Draymond on Friday? 4 years, 100 mil back to the Warriors. Right move, wrong move.
I think Draymond did a good job of selling the possibility of an exit.
Okay.
I think he did a good job. I don't. When Poole left, I think everything kind of fell into his lap. When Poole left, and Dunleavy didn't want to break up that crew.
Not as his first move.
Nah. I think he's still got a decision to make in the next one, which is coming up.
Mhm.
Do you keep Clay? I think that's going to be the determination of what they see this year. If they don't see anything that moves the needle, they may pass on Thompson.
Clay.
On Clay, yeah.
A couple more quick hitters in this segment. The Mavs. They re-signed Kyrie, 3 years, $126 million. Dwight Powell, Seth Curry, also both back in the fold. Any thoughts on Dallas?
I'm watching how their big men perform.
Hmm.
Their front court has always been an issue for me. I think getting a full training camp of working out the details and the devil in the details of this Kyrie and Luka collaboration is going to be one to watch. How they come out, I'm watching training camp, but I really want to see how their bigs perform. I think those two can be troublesome, to say the least. I still think they need more shooting. Did they get that? I think that's why they went and got Seth, and guys like him.
For
you know
2
what I mean?
years, $9.2 million. That's a steal.
It's a steal. So I think they understand what they need. They were able to dump Bertans' big money deal, which gave them some flexibility. Are they still done? I don't think so. What are they looking at? Is there anybody in their G League system that can give them any bounce? I don't know, but I'm watching what their camp's going to look like with Luka and Kyrie. I think that's the best move for them to have did. Were they going to be able to do any better? Heck no.
Hard to imagine.
No, not at all.
To Texas's other big city, Houston. Fred VanVleet, 3 years, $130 million. Dylan Brooks, 4 years, $80 million. Houston had cap space. They had to spend it. They had to get to the floor. Explain.
Trouble in Paradise. I still think it's like what was that movie with the guys that went to Vegas?
Oh, Hangover?
Yeah. I think it's right now looking like a hangover moment for me. There's a bunch of guys that are fraternity guys, and some of them are sleepwalking, and some are getting tattoos on the face and don't even know it. And
some of them are walking into Mike Tyson's condo with his tiger.
Yeah, that's what Houston looks like. If Udoka can turn this around, let me just say this.
Mm-hmm.
If Udoka can turn this around, he might be one of the best coaches in the league. Because it is like you going into a landfill. That's what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm.
You going into a landfill trying to find a trinket, not even a watch trying to find a trinket in the midst of all that trash and garbage that's down there right now. Talented. There's some good stuff in there. There's probably some stuff that some people threw away in the landfill that you can probably find. It might be some necklaces and some gold and all kinds of stuff down in there, but my goodness, it's a trash heap.
What's the outfit?
What does it look like?
How's it come together? What's the timeline for Houston? 3 years?
Man,
back
I think Houston's 4 years away.
Oof.
I think
that's a long time.
I think they're farther away than San Antonio. And with all that talent.
Yeah.
Unless there's some drastic moves that Udoka can pull off in this offseason. I just don't think it happens in an offseason. I really don't.
Speaking of dramatic moves, is San Antonio in on the Dame Lillard sweepstakes to pair with Wemby?
I love it. If that happens,
okay.
If that can happen, but what are they going to give up?
That's the question. I don't think they have a good enough deal.
I don't think they have a good enough deal to make it happen.
I don't either. We'll monitor it. Plenty of craziness already happened in NBA free agency. Definitely plenty more to come. Brad, get off the Dame to Orlando train. Stop it. It's not going to happen.
Not happening.
This is where I need the Nick Saban drop. I forget which game it was, but someone was asking about his starting quarterback. I'm not going to do it, so quit asking. That's Dame to Orlando.
Brad is begging. BB, stop begging. That is not happening. That is not happening.
we can respect the persistence to a degree, but Brad, please don't get your hopes up. That's all we're saying. Let's take a break. Let's cross it over.
Hey, you know what? Hold on real quick.
What you got?
I just thought of something. There was a young lady, and I think her name was Selena.
Gomez?
'Cause I'm dreaming of Dane tonight, tomorrow. That is not happening, Brad. You're dreaming, my boy. I'll be holding you tight. No, it's not happening. I can't sing, and that's why it's definitely not happening.
We got the Stricky Serenade. That was incredible. No better way to go to break and get to the crossover.
Keep your planter. Upgrade your technology with a John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit from Landmark Implement. Choose from ExactEmerge, MaxEmerge 5, or MaxEmerge 5E electric drive row units. Take your planter to the next level. Improve yield potential and profitability without buying new. Get new technology, increased performance, and confidence from your planter that's already in your shed. Contact your local Landmark location to order your John Deere Performance Upgrade Kit and experience the Landmark difference.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy and healthy 4th of July weekend. We are thankful for this great nation and celebrate our independence, which should never be taken for granted. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
America's been around since 1776. That's nothing. America's still just learning how to party. The Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See the full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com or just head down there. McKinney's Irish Pub at 7th and P in the Haymarket.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-9462.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. No Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? event. Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
The Still has been Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska's go-to superstore for fine wines and spirits for more than 35 years. And from now through the 4th of July, get Crown Royal 1 3/4 liters for $46.99. Buy 2 bottles and receive a $25 mail-in rebate. That makes each bottle just $34.49 before tax. Price valid through the 4th of July. Check out that deal and more at the Still, Lincoln's fine wines and spirits superstore, just south of 70th and Highway 2.
A lot of businesses say that they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business feels anything but for your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, as they do with customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership, sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow, how does that compare to other Hondas?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer. Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're here on the block one final time. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you for a couple hours. You see on that second screen down below us, DP in the building, Jay Foreman walking in. Gentlemen, how goes it?
What's up? What up, my guy?
Yeah.
Good. You got it. You got it.
Talking a lot of NBA free agency today. Busy weekend.
I can always tell when y'all talk about NBA because my phone blow up talking about NBA again. And I'm like, what are you texting me for? Text them. Don't text me don't talk about the NBA. Talk to them.
What's wrong with the NBA?
Hey, Jay, you asking questions that you already know the answer to. You already know the answer.
I mean,
to. People stupid is stupid does.
Yeah, like it's just like I was like, what is wrong?
What else is there right now with everything going on?
Yeah,
no, they had a perfect game.
MLB All-Star reserves, one Husker football commitment.
No, it's here's just you got to know your people, right? They're talking about July 4th, so they want to talk about food, they want to talk about grilling, they want to talk about what you're eating, they want to talk about that stuff, and I'm just like, well, you can tell them.
Yeah,
you don't have to be on my phone.
You going to know July 4th party?
Yeah.
You like fireworks?
No.
Strick,
I really want to know.
I love it.
Strick is sore. Strick ain't
I'm
doing nothing.
sore. Yeah, I'm
so
still
you're
sore.
still not gonna go to a July 4th party? And
yeah, I'm gonna make my rounds. I'm gonna hit a couple of them. There'll be some, popping and locking, but I love my country. I love everything about it, and I support it. I'm just.
Are you a big July 4th guy?
Not really.
What about you, Austin?
I mean, I'll go and watch. I'll watch
But
the fireworks, but I'm not like.
Are you like a $500?
No,
I don't. I mean, I still don't
even buy the
understand like
fireworks.
why people have big parties for it. Though. I mean, it's.
My thing was like, so they.
I like to eat.
So they were so the whole deal. So I did my buddy's show in Charlotte this morning, and he does 3 hours in the morning. So he really got to find stuff to talk about when it comes. When it comes to this, like 3 hours. See, I make it easy for us at the ticket. All of my old hacks did 3 and 4 hour shows.
Yeah.
Like my morning show was 6 to 10. And then the Jazz got real funky with it and said, well, we're going to give you an extra hour since you do so well. So
is that 5 or 11?
Right. Right. So you doing 6 to 11.
Okay.
So I did 6 to 10 with Ron. Well, actually 6 to 9 with Ron Boone. And then 9 to 11 with Everett. Because, you built a following and you need to do, and I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm here all day and I'm getting the same money as the dude who doing 2 hours from noon to 2. Like, hey, I try to tell people, you got it easy. Y'all aren't doing no 3, 4, 5 hour shifts. This is a 2-hour gig. Do your thing, man. So, but I'm like, listen, they were talking about, okay, what's your go-to? Like what?
Yeah, what's your go-to?
What's your go-to when you grilling? When you grilling and then July 4th. So I like to jokingly say, well, I come from a black grandma, so there were rules. There are rules. Everybody couldn't cook.
Oh yeah,
that's fact.
Everybody couldn't bring something.
Okay,
you could bring stuff if you hadn't been vetted, if your cooking hadn't been vetted.
Yeah, you can't. Stay off the grill. Yeah, that part.
Right. That. Listen, you bring sodas. You on the soda squad.
Yeah. Like water. No, they on the water. You started the water squad.
You're on the soda squad.
Then you get up to
maybe chips.
You on the chips.
Then you better not bring some bootleg chips that are stale.
Oh God, stale.
Lay's. You gotta bring the Lay's.
It's a 5-year. It's a 5-year holiday party, and if you could get on the rotation for say July 4th or Labor Day, Memorial Day, you can like kind of fast track your way up into.
Is that your foot in the door? You get your rotation spot?
No, you got to start trying to be at the same one so you can kind of get through the
get through the vetting process.
Yeah, don't just say I'm gonna July 4th and then you're not around Memorial Day, Labor Day. Because then you're going to be in 2028.
Back of the line.
2028 before you even get to bring an apple pie or a pumpkin pie or something.
And the pie.
Pumpkin pie.
Oh,
you don't no pumpkin pie.
No pumpkin pie. Like
type of
right? Like you have to ask questions about. Okay, so you show up, and only the veterans can ask. Well, who made this?
Yeah, don't do that.
Right? Austin couldn't ask.
Don't do that.
Like everybody can't make banana pudding. Like stop the cap.
Oh. And I need to know when you made it.
Right, that part.
And the potato salad.
Potato salad.
Oh, that too,
is the VIP list.
And don't put no doggone raisins in that.
Right. Potato salad is the VIP list. Like that's auntie. That's auntie.
Y'all crazy.
Like the oldest auntie. That's the senior auntie that looked down on everybody else and it's passed along. And you better know your recipe. Like, don't just come and say, "Hey, we made this." Did you?
Yeah, don't even say nothing. You better just show it up and just slide it over there and just stand on your work.
Y'all are stupid.
You know what I'm saying?
And not every meat is listen, you can't go to Jay's house and put on an apron. Jay will fight you.
Yeah. And don't come over looking at the grill either.
Right, like he got
like don't be over the grill's master shoulder talking about. Hey, here's what I do with my dad and uncle all the time. Because we just had graduation for my oldest, and so he smoked and stuff like that. He smoked the brisket. It was great, and I know he can cook because he's, I learned from my dad, and I'm sure they learn from Big Hughes and stuff like that, but. I come over there every time. Hey man, you need some help? Man, that old brother looked at me and said, "Man, how you
don't go sit down?
Yeah, you gonna come in on the back end."
That was my uncle brother.
Yeah.
There we go. He hated this question. You gonna turn that? you gonna turn that over?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, that look a little
burnt,
little
crispy,
little dry.
Yeah. We good? You need some spray? Like you need me to spray?
Or they ask you where your stuff is at. Like where's your bottle? You got a spray bottle, or
what your tools are for
what you do when you try to put them in there with some apple juice or something like that. They question. They try to see where
what you cooking
at.
With. What you cooking with? No.
Let's quick pause for station identification. Come back.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
No, there's stuff. I mean, and so he went through, and then he went through the full music
There's rules of
situation,
engagement.
right?
Yeah,
But I
who
think-
can touch the jukebox?
But that's different though. See,
Okay.
Now I think people just want to get drunk and just act like they celebrating. They eat a little food and get hammered.
No cornhole, no.
Well, no, they celebrate being together.
Yeah.
Being together, and it's not a funeral.
In 86 days.
Yeah, like
Right.
it's not a funeral. So we're actually getting together because we want to get together,
Right.
not because we have to get together. But then it's not like it was. See, because my uncle, he had the greatest collection. His record collection couldn't fit in the studio.
On wax?
On wax,
Mhm.
and nobody.
Yeah, you
touched
can't
it.
touch. Don't come over there strict with the greasy hands off the ribs.
Right.
And be the
Right.
little kid, you're gonna get bopped.
Oh, yeah, bop, bop.
upside the head.
Yeah.
And then you know when you got
Get a
hit
big
upside-
knot.
Hey, that thing stung for like
Oh,
5
yeah.
minutes. Then your lip poke out, and the lips start quivering. Then you know here come the
Here it
alligator
come.
tear.
Watch this.
And then hey, and you get no backup because everybody knows you shouldn't have
You
touched
shouldn't have
it.
touched it.
watch
But I
out.
think-
You knew the rules.
Watch Austin. Watch Austin. Watch this. Watch this.
But you didn't touch it. But you didn't touch it after that.
Oh yeah, that was the last time you put your hands on it.
Or like my grandma used to give. I'd come in there and she'd be making something like cake, and I'd dip my hand, and she'd take that spoon.
Oof.
Oh, and so was
Oof.
strict, so precise with it.
Ooh, right on the knuckle.
And,
Yeah,
the
just-
wooden spoon.
Yeah.
It was the wooden spoon, but it was like it was a wooden spoon, but somehow it's like she got it to flex. You know what I mean?
Like it had that, like when we used to do
whipping through the
when we
air.
used to
But
do
it
pencils.
didn't. I used to be looking at that thing like, man, that thing got an extra bow to it.
Yeah, no, that's
No,
how
what
it used to go down.
No, what Rich say, my grandmother, when you really messed up, that old thing, the hot water bottle.
Yeah. Well, see, outside
that cord,
Yeah.
that cord did damage.
I got a question. I mean, like
touched many a soul.
one of the things we used to do as kids, because we just didn't have a whole bunch of options. I'm just going to ask this question.
Yeah.
This isn't a 4th of July question,
Yeah.
but I already know Austin is not in on this one. This is one he's not in on. Did you guys ever have this? Did you ever have?
Uh-huh.
Did you ever have sugar toast?
Yes.
Did you ever
Come on,
have?
Strick. Stop asking all these.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You know, sugar toast.
Tomato sandwich was the
Yeah.
legit. My mother.
We had you know the big thick
Yeah.
and cut just a slice and
Uh-huh.
put it on each
Yeah,
corner
yeah.
where
Yeah,
it
yeah.
melt.
it
Yeah.
was tomato steak.
Cheese.
It was tomato steak day with
Oh.
mayonnaise. You was
Be
full.
grubbing
full.
like a super.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever have the sombrero sandwiches?
No, bro. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
we don't know what that is. That
No,
must be
so
on the Air Force Base.
where you had the bologna and you cook the bologna and
No,
you
you
fry it
bubble, but you
Yeah.
and then
bubble
put the bubble head
Oh
on it.
yeah,
And then you flip it over and it look like a sombrero.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I got
but
you,
see
yeah.
this is how
With the
this-
mustard
this
and the
home training.
mayonnaise.
This the home training. The first time I did it with grandma, because that was my mother's way.
I know we ain't had
But,
this also.
but my grandmother, first time that happened, grandma, that wooden spoon, because she was like, "Boy, if you don't cut that bologna so it don't bubble,
Oh.
if you don't cut that, you need to slice that bologna, boy.
Nah, I want the sombrero.
Two slices, not. But see, she's like, it ain't really cooking like that. It's burnt on the rim and
That's
less
how the
done in
good
the
taste
middle.
at.
No, you supposed to cook the whole thing strict.
No, I wanted
Look at this man.
it on the rims. I just wanted the
No bologna, and then my little brother who never so we had to go and get the real long bologna.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Because grandma was like,
That's
it's
a-
cheaper.
that's a
It's cheap,
Maryland- yeah,
right?
that's a Maryland thing,
It's
yeah.
cheaper that way. But if you wasn't on your game, when you sliced it, it had the outside had this.
the little thing on the little
line.
rim.
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
line, yeah.
And my grandmother used to laugh at my little brother. She was like, "Boy, you ain't what's it?
Eating paper.
Here's the quote: You ain't got sense. Guy gave a billy goat."
Oh yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that one.
It's just like my dad. When I first told him I was gonna cook ribs, you know, like when he'd come over and I'd be, you know, gonna do my
Mhm.
own, because I'd watched him for years.
Yeah.
And I think I know what I'm doing, and it is the first time, so I'm more nervous than a game. Because you get
because you on
so he gonna get
the
boisterous
microscope.
with it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And he gonna walk around and tell everybody, and he might go tell the neighbor 3 houses down, "Hey, this dude over here, you know the dude you see playing on Sunday, he can't cook no ribs. Let me go do this." You know what I'm saying?
You could them fall off the bones?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
and
okay.
we make
in
we
the
make our
manual.
own. We make our own sauce. We do. I mean, we get down with it.
That's what's up.
And I'll never forget being that. I wasn't scared, but I was nervous. You know what I'm saying? And then, you pass the test, and then, he eat a couple, and he didn't want to give you just due. Then he don't even tell you. He looked at somebody. He was like, DP, yeah, he all right. Yeah, he all right. Yeah.
Good stuff. Any plans for you guys over the holidays?
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go sleep, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna sleep.
This night is this is a relaxation night for me.
This is
tomorrow.
I'm
relaxing, feet up.
But I always count down to once it's past midnight. You're like, all right, we just got a couple more hours to the July 5th.
Mm-hmm. Also, you?
Going up to Fremont tomorrow. Family's in town. They stopped down by Lincoln today, showed them the house, and then they're popping back up to Fremont. We're joining them tomorrow.
Good.
You be on the water? Or are you rubber-dubbing and grubbing?
We are doing an airboat tour of the Platte River tomorrow morning.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And then rub-a-dub and grubbing.
All right, I like that.
That's nice. Oh man, listen, you guys be safe out there. Don't come up with no JPP moments.
Right.
Holding on to the bombs a little too long. Don't do that. Y'all let them things go. Let them stay in the street, and don't be tearing your neighbors' houses up and everything. Yeah, be careful.
What's
Y'all
the
be
time?
careful.
What's the time? When is the curfew for fireworks?
There is none in Nebraska.
There's none in Nebraska.
Man.
Yeah, they go to the break of
go,
dawn.
they go.
As soon as it became July 1st,
It was over with.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, you wait. Yeah, unfortunate. But old school will be coming up next. Hey, we're off tomorrow, so don't be looking out for us. We're gonna be.
You'll be on.
Huh?
You'll be on. It'll be. WTF will be
it'll
on.
just be some WTF. Yeah,
yeah.
we'll still be on. You'll see us.
Yeah.
We talk fact. We out of here. Old school next. Peace.
The sweet relief of air conditioning after a hot day in the summer sun. For only $2.88 a day, LES helps power life's special moments and your comfort. Learn more at les.com/value.
America's been around since 6. That's nothing. Irish? The Irish have been doing it for thousands of years. Party the Irish way at McKinney's Irish Pub in the Haymarket. They've got your favorite Irish beers on tap, along with all the locals and domestics. Plus great house cocktails, a huge selection of Irish whiskey, and the best Irish pub food in town. See the full menu and list of specials online at mckinneyspub.com, or just head down there. McKinney's Irish Pub at 7th and P in the Haymarket.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum. The wait is almost over. The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is the hottest event in the area. Coming to Lincoln's Air Park on Saturday, August 26th and Sunday, August 27th. Elevate your air show experience with tickets to the premium seating tent, padded seats, meals, and more for just $125. Premium tickets, so buy yours today.